Okay, so we have a cat now, and I have a holder who didn't want to be on camera. So my holder is off camera, and we have the cat lovely making a giant mess. So here's how we're going to do this. If you pull, and that's from when I had it open before, if you look at the needle from the side, there's a little bit of a bevel. So it's kind of at an angle like this, and we want that angle to be up. Okay, we don't want it turned where it's angled like that, because it can be a little bit ouchy. So we're going to hold it like a pencil and kind of get the extra line so it's not hanging on you. And we pull up. We got all this extra skin here, you can see, and I just pull up, put the needle in. Sometimes I'll kind of jiggle it a little bit, and he's a pretty good boy. So then we turn the fluids on with this right here. Keep them eating. And so I have a lovely assistant holding the bag, and as we're looking for fluid to be dripping into this little area here. And sometimes, you know what, sometimes you'll put the needle in and it'll be like up against a little part of skin or something. You might have to kind of move it around a little bit. So at first it wasn't wanting to flow, and then I moved it a little bit and it flowed. And Stripe isn't wanting to get away because of the fluids, he wants to get away because he wants food. So eat out of the can and set a horrible example to cats around the country. Okay, do not feed your cat out of a can like this, please. So we're giving the fluids, and you can see drip, drip, drip. When she squeezes it real hard, we actually get a stream coming down, which is good. And Stripey doesn't care. So since Stripey doesn't really need that many fluids, we're not going to give him a ton. But how do you know how many fluids you're giving? You know, your cat's in here, so it can do this all day probably. So what we'll do is, you saw how when you're squeezing the bag, you roll it kind of like a toothpaste tube, and then you can unroll it, and you can see here there's a 1, a 2, and a 3. So if your doctor said to give your cat 200, you'll go from here to the 2, and then next time you'll go from the 2 to the 4. We're just giving Stripey a little bit, so we'll give him like 50, we'll say, which is not an exact science, you can tell with that bag. And you're gonna finish this can off, dude. And look at this cat. So if you can find a food or treat that they really, really love, look how easy it is to give fluids to a cat. Is every cat this easy? God, no. But Stripe's a great example. So for example's sake, we're going to go ahead and turn off the fluids first before you pull the needle out of the cat. That's key. So roll it down all the way. Now when you take the needle out, you do want to kind of, after you pull it out, kind of pinch that skin a little bit, because usually you'll get a bigger hump than this. We call it the camel hump. And that's basically where the fluid is collecting under their skin. It will absorb over time. Sometimes it kind of sags under one armpit or something, you know, but it will absorb. Pinching it can help seal that hole a little bit, because you are done, mister. Because, you know, it's a lot of fluid, and we just had a big hole in there, and it might want to leak out. It's a two-way street. So it's normal for some fluid to leak out, and you to have a cat with a little bit of wetness on their back, totally normal. Sometimes, I can take that if you want to go, sometimes you'll even get a little bit of blood, like if your needle went through a little tiny blood vessel in the skin. Oh my gosh, if your cat's white, sometimes it bleeds, and it can look terrible, but I promise your cat's not suffering. You're suffering more than your cat is. Just so you know that happens, it's normal, actually. And the final thing is, your cat's going to get different size humps at different times. Like sometimes you might do it and they might get a real big hump, but the next time you're like, I don't know, what am I doing wrong? So that's normal too. It's not anything you're doing wrong. This cat is cracking me up. I'm covered in cat food. And the final thing I was going to say is, you don't want to give it in the exact same place every time. I mean, you know, same general area, but you can kind of move up a little bit. Oh, quit growling at me. You can move up a little bit or down a little bit and kind of play with it. And because otherwise you can get some scar tissue if you're like always stab in the same place, you know. So that's not ideal either. But the most important thing is confidence, okay? Because you got your setup like we talked about. You have the food, you have your cat. If you're nervous and you're like, oh, your cat's gonna pick up on that and be like, whoa, what's she being so weird for, you know? So, but if you're like, hey, we're gonna do this, I guarantee you it'll go a lot better, I promise. And once you do this a couple times, you're gonna be like, oh, this is easy. Now, some cats are just not cooperative, and I'm sorry, I have some patients that are like that too. One problem we have is some of these cats who are in kidney failure, and they're old and they're skinny and their skin's real thin. It's possible to actually poke their fur, their skin, and it actually comes out the other side. You're not a total dork if that happens. I've had it happen. Every veterinarian has had it happen before, where you go to give a cat an injection of anything and it comes out the other side and you feel super cool. So if that happens to you, just be like, hey, move to a different place and try that one, not the end of the world, okay? So as you can tell, it's not overly painful or dramatic. Some cats are more dramatic than others, but if you just have the fluids kind of warmish and you can poke with confidence and do an ample distraction with the food, you should be good. You can do this, I promise. I have many people who give their cats fluids. The first couple times were rough, but I promise you can do it. You're gonna help your cat live longer, which is what we're doing this for, help them feel better, and keep your cat for longer and keep your relationship good, hopefully. I hope that helps. Check out my blog, vetchick.com, for more interesting articles, and thanks for watching.